So, in our last one, your life as you knew it fell apart. This mysterious crime boss figure, the Rat, uh, kind of killed in dishonorable combat your mentor, ruined the entire fighting ring that you were a part of for like 10 years. So, this would have been something very, very close. It would have been the last 10 years of your life just going poof, disappearing. Your friends and best friend both captured by the Rat's men. So you set out to try and find out information to take him down yourself. Encountered a hobo on the street that told you about roughly where to find the tavern. Then you tracked the lady from the tavern to its new spot. Found out some information about the rat. Killed two homeless gutter rats
No,
who
no, no.
who were
That
apparently
never happened.
searching for you.
Allegedly killed two peasant homeless guys.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So after that, you went to the river, spotted a hooded figure tailing you, who you lost, like in the alleyways, and then tracked them down, snuck up, fought them, and it turned out to be a woman who you then knocked off the roof by knocking her unconscious, healed her, and have now made a bargain to take down the rat and split the reward and whatever loot he's got 50-50. And are now pretty much just waiting until midnight when there has been an arrangement that she is going to meet with some of the rat's men to give them information about where to find you so you can catch them and do with them as you please. So she's just stormed out of the building, going to make herself scarce until the time where these guys are meant to meet her. But what are you gonna do?
Uh, I
What
don't know.
is
I
your
think I, I
choice?
think I shall just close to the area where exactly is she meeting them, did she say?
On the south side of the river near the docks.
Okay, so I will try to get an overlook uh position. And once I find a spot, I will then just reflect and meditate.
On everything that's happened, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe, you know, pray to, uh, God damn it, every time.
You need to keep your wee thing open.
Throg, yes, Throg. Pray to Throg and stuff like that, so,
You
maybe
still
I'll.
have like a good half the day to go. So you're just gonna
Oh, half the day. Well,
yes, it's like just only a couple hours after like midday.
uh, I've got nowhere to be. It's just meditate about, eat my food, and go for a walk around the street or something.
Anything you're looking for doing when you walk around the street or just having a wee dander?
Not particularly. I might try to stay perceptive,
Roll
because
some perception then. See if there's
I'm
anything you
aware.
spot. You're really good at perception, isn't it?
Seems to be that way.
So as you're just walking around the streets, trying to like get a lay of the land, watching people, see what's going on, you do get the feeling that a lot of like the people you meet and the people you see, you're turning a lot of heads. A lot of people see you and their gaze lingers on you as you walk by. You get a kind of like a malicious feel from the look in their eyes as they eye you up and down, clearly wagering the worth of your life for their personal gain. But you don't
Or the
see,
worth of their lives.
yeah. So there's definitely people that are eyeing you up. So word has probably quite quickly spread through the town that there is pretty much a price on your head by the rat.
Hmm.
So,
Seeing this, I might try to make my way back to the dock, to the overlook spot.
try and
Doesn't,
find a good spot that sees the area it's meant to be going down.
yeah.
Make some
Being
investigation
about,
to try and find the best possible spot. That's,
mm,
hidden, gives you a good vantage point. See how good a location you actually find. Oh my god, double 20s. So,
definitely not using hacks, definitely not.
getting to the rough area, you then find one of the like kind of three-story buildings. It's not too sloped over that you can manage to climb up on pretty well, which lets you pretty much see the entire length of the river. You can even like pretty well see over the river into the next like area, like the nice part of town. You can see it definitely looks far better, far nicer on the other side of the river.
Fucking piners.
The place where all people want to live. The good part of town. So you're just gonna wait around until see what happens.
Yeah, basically. Not really ideal to be on the street or anything, so.
Yeah. So time passes by. It's quite slow since you're just sitting there waiting about for a couple hours. But eventually the sun does start to go down, and it's getting close to the time when this meeting is meant to take place.
Finally! Now, where is that crazy woman?
So while you're keeping an eye out from the top, it is, since it's getting darker, and they don't really like light lanterns or anything on the shitty part of town. You can see like lights being lit across the river in the nice area. You can see lights being lit along the walls of the castle on the Iron Divide between the two districts and the river. But looking out across the Rust Yard, you see very few lights being turned on. And it is, you do have better eyes than like a normal human with your orcish blood, but they're still not like insane, see in the dark like cat eyes. So roll a perception to see in the darkness how well you can scan the river for the upcoming event.
Just roll perception.
Yep.
Ah, it had to happen.
So since you've been here for hours waiting, you're kind of slowly starting to doze off a bit. Not really giving it your full attention to what's going on in the river. 'Cause it's been a long day. You've killed two peasants. You had a fight with a lady. You've been climbing up and down buildings. You've been awake from like 6 a.m., maybe 5 a.m. It's now like 11 or 12.
Hmm.
Been awake for a long time and done a lot. So you're getting tired. Your eyes are kind of, closing, opening, closing, opening. Struggling to keep yourself awake. But you do eventually, like, just like off in the distance, faintly as you're drifting in and out of sleep, you do hear voices. And you can't tell if it's voices from a dream or if it's voices from real life.
Mm, Maybe I'll rub my eyes and slap my face a bit. Sort of, with a squint, look across the dock and see if I
Okay.
can see the woman in the cloak.
So looking out back down to the dock with your sleepy eyes, you see like against the water's kind of reflecting a bit of the light from the other side of town. You see like in that kind of silhouetted against that reflection on the water, three smudgy looking figures in your sleepy state. It seems the voices are coming from that direction.
Well, I suppose I'll have to get a bit closer then, At this point, I'm not bored. I'll kill anyone that's even there.
Okay, so gonna try and like sneakily creep across the rooftops of the buildings to get a better look. Make some stealth so you don't,
Oh,
smash your foot through the top of a building. So you do manage to get, nice soft footing, testing each step. There's no creaky rooftops or rotten like slits on the roof that you're just gonna fall through. And you creep your way right to the edge of where the houses stop, just before the water getting as close as you can get without getting off the roofs. And you can now clearly see there are three figures, all of them wearing like patchy leather, like cloaks, hoods up. You get a feeling that like there's two on one side, one on the other, like kind of one talking to a group of two. That is definitely the woman and then two other figures that have walked down the river to meet her.
okay.
So what is your next move?
Mm, I think I should just probably hold and see how this unfolds and see if they start to move off in a certain direction.
So you see, as you're just watching, it's almost like the discussion's getting a bit heated. Like you can see like the gestures of hands, everybody's posture's getting kind of angry. One of the men like kind of puts his hand down and rests it on whatever weapon he's got at his side, and the woman does the same. You can't
Mm.
exactly make out what everybody's saying, but you
I will have
get
to get into hearing distance.
oh, make a final stealth check to get close enough
Okay.
without, stepping in sewer water or something. Okay, that is that is good. You creep down off the building, start sneaking your way across. So there's like the bit, like a higher up bit where all the houses are, then it dips down to where like the bank of the river is. They're on the dipped down right at the edge of the water. You're able to creep along the higher part right to the edge, and you can now hear the conversation, which pretty much boils down to the woman like growling at these two guys. You're not gonna get a fucking bag over my head just so I don't know where I'm walking to meet these fuckers that need this information. You're gonna either bring me there or you're not getting your info. That's it. That's the deal. I don't need this pay, but you need this info. So you're either gonna do this or I walk away. And the two guys they're looking at each other. They really need her to get back to their like secret spot. but they're obviously not taking no for an answer. Things are getting a bit heated again. You can see them both now, like, kind of hands rested on their weapons, ready to go. The argument keeps going back and forth a bit more until the woman then just turns around and goes to walk off. And she turns around and goes to walk off. One of them just pulls out his club and swings for the back of her head. You see her try to like duck, but get whacked over the back of the head and fall over stunned. Just like next, just falls face over, like not unconscious but dazed a bit. And the guy who smacked her over the head just walks up like, "The rat said any visitors to our hideout safe houses must wear the mask," and then just pulls a sack over her head and they start dragging her along the river towards the south end of the docks. So things are getting
Now just
not as smooth as planned.
yeah.
But you're just gonna watch.
Just gonna have to. Well, I'm just gonna trail them, I guess.
Okay, so make a survival
Another
roll.
stealth roll.
No, survival for actually tracking them, like following them. This is like keeping pace with them, like following their tracks, staying out of sight, bit of everything. So you like wait until they get far enough away you don't think they're gonna be able to detect you trying to follow them, and start following along the trail of like the drag lines of her body along the dirt. And it's going it's going pretty well. You kind of lose them a couple times where they've like kind of shifted her in the position, like maybe getting a fresh grip to drag her along more. But it does take you a while going back and forth trying to make sure you follow the right path and you're not following the wrong thing. But eventually, you do see the tracks turn down an alleyway, and then on the other side, like down like the end of the alley, you do see some faint light shining. So something is going on. What is your next move now?
It's time to beat bitches up. Is it just light at the end of an alley, or is it like a building?
It's like down at the end of the alley, like off to the side, like the alley splits off to one end, and the light's like coming out of that connecting alleyway.
Well, I suppose I'll just sneak on down to the corner then.
So sneaking down the alleyway, you get peeking around the corner, and you can see that there's like a pretty standard building for this kind of part of town. It doesn't look any better than the rest, but there is on the outside, you see like a kind of rough looking man wearing like patchy leather with a club over his knees, and beside him a little lantern with a light flickering in it, spilling light down the alleyway. You see some light coming out from underneath the door. And the drag marks lead right to this spot.
Okay. Um, time to get creative.
Yeah. I will get you a little map here. Just gotta set it up right. So did you move maps? You did. Right.
I did.
So the position you're in, like, you're not where you're actually standing there. You're like way down the alleyway, like out of
Yeah.
sight right now. But you get like the feeling there's that front of the building, and then there is the guy's like sitting on a seat by the door keeping watch, and then she's been dragged inside to do whatever's going on in there.
Okay. Um.
So what's your plan? Oh yeah, and you probably would have like. Did you
Covered my
roll
health.
your? You already. Well, you would have been resting long enough, so we'll just put you back to full health because you kind of sat around doing nothing the entire time. But
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna use.
gonna have to be
Not
careful
really.
here.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna have to be careful. Okay. Gonna try something possibly quite sneaky here. Um. Right. So you know my bedroll,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna get it out, and I'm gonna sort of wrap it around the top of my body, like over my head and everything. And I'm gonna walk down this alley, and my plan is to sort of act like just a homeless gutter rat. And as I'm walking past that guy, I'm just gonna surprise attack him and just I don't know,
Okay.
just massacre him with a fucking flame attack or something.
So you get your bedroll out. You've wrapped it around
Yeah.
yourself. Make
Oh,
first of
come in for
all,
the pole.
make
Come
a
on.
disguise kit roll. So it's
Okay.
under your normal skills. There's like herbalism kit, disguise kit, thieves tools. Make the disguise kit
This.
roll.
Oh God.
Okay, so this is you trying to make
Terrible.
yourself look like a convincing homeless hobo on the street.
Well, I'm already kind of homeless. I mean,
Yeah, but
all I'm doing is
you've got
rapping.
like leather gear on. You've got your backpack, your
Oh well, yeah.
weapons, your shield. If you're bringing all that with you, you're trying to like wrap yourself up to not look like this like
But
kinda shitty
it's
mercenary.
all on on my back.
Yeah, but
So
like when
like.
you wrap the thing around yourself, like your sword, your axe is kind of sticking out, your shield's kind of sticking out. It doesn't really cover your leather very well. You're like, ah, shit, this isn't working. Like getting it around your head and around your shoulders and your back. It's not a super big fancy bedroll. It's like just like those really thin sleeping bags that barely fit you inside them. That are like, if you were
Mm,
any buffer, you'd just like kind of rip it. Like that's the kind of shitty like bedroll this is. It's nothing fancy,
awesome.
but it's not a great disguise. So like shambling your way down, trying to look like some clueless homeless man trying to find a spot to sleep for the night. The guy on watch at the door, you see him lifting up the lantern and kind of squinting out at you like, "Oi! This is the rat's turf, you gutter rat! Now get out of here before I beat your skull in!" It's dark, And he's a normal human, so like, he can't really see that well at the minute.
Oh, please, kind sir, a copper, please.
If you want to copper up your ass, you'll stay here. Otherwise, get that filthy carcass of yours out to some other alleyway.
Please, sir, I'll die of hunger if I don't get a copper. A copper, sir, and I'll be on my way, I swears it.
Make a deception roll on this guy. Oh, this is gonna be hard to beat. Oh no! So, as you're doing this, you know, you can't hold it in. You start like kind of snickering after your words, and you just blow your own cover. So the guy, you see him get up with the lantern in one hand, take his mace from across his knee, and kind of point it out at you. Now, you better stop fucking with me, lad, and get out of here before I crack that face of yours across the ground. What's
Please, I'm gonna turn away from him and like sort of face the wall. I was like, oh, please, sir, don't hurt me, don't.
so? As you start like
Idea here
keeping up
I'm
your
hoping to,
yeah.
yeah.
So you're trying to
We
keep
just
up the act.
yeah.
Well, as you're trying to like keep up the act and turn away, he's still pointing the mace at you at the door, holding the lantern like, come on now. I see that gear poking out from behind that bedroll. You get your scrawny ass out of here, and we won't have any more problems. You take one more step towards this door, and you're going down.
Oh, fuck it. Into combat.
Yes. Roll your initiative. This guy, he knows you're fucking with him, so it's just a straight up.
Is
Oh,
he quick enough?
17. You go first. So close, so close.
Right. I'm just gonna rush right up to him. I'm gonna use produce flame and grab him right by the throat.
Make your roll.
Boop.
Oh, so like he sees you coming and tries to pull back, and you just manage to grab him right around the throat and unleash the fiery blast. So, like you get him in the throat, and you start channeling like the energy into your hand. That starts scorching the skin on his neck. You've got him clasped like tight enough. He can't exactly scream, but you smell the burning coming off him. But he isn't at the point of passing out yet.
Crispy, just the way I like it.
So you see him like glance down to his hand and swing up with the lantern, trying to smash the lantern over your face. And he does succeed. So make a dexterity saving throw. For the oil is about to catch on fire, so. Oh no. Oh no, indeed. So,
Oh,
actually, he needs to make one as well. He also fails. So, as he swings up the lantern and smashes it against the side of your face, the oil, like, you just see like slow motion oil shatter out of the lantern, splatter over you, splatter over him, over the ground, and then the flame just hits part of it, and everything goes up in flames. He just like gets caught even more on fire, and starts like his armor just starts burning. You've got a bit splashed across your chest, which lights on fire, dealing 4 points of damage as it starts like
Ow.
burning around the leather, scorching part of your skin as you're holding on to this guy. It's like enough for you to like drop him, but you can tell he's already passed out from this last blast of flames that are now slowly crackling over his body as he's lying there in the dirt. But the alleyway is quite a bit more lit now. A lot more creepy and
I would
ominous.
assume so. Right. Does he have keys or anything on him?
You want to like loot him?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have keys, but you get the feeling that the doors here aren't really locked with keys. They would just have like a bar put across on the inside, since no one can really afford a proper lock. Only like the
Okay.
slightly more rich poor people.
Yeah. Gonna
Though he
walk up
does
to the
have
door.
7 coppers.
Oh, I'll take the 7 copper.
So you now have 17 copper. Almost doubled your
Nice.
riches. So what is next?
I will walk up to the door.
Okay.
Put my ear to the door first of all. See if I can.
Roll
What I
some
can hear.
perception.
Oh, my favorite.
Something you're actually rolling really well at. So you can hear muffled voices, like they're not on the other side of the door, but they're in another connecting room. But you can't tell what the voices are saying.
Okay. Will the door open?
You're trying the door? Are you trying to be sneaky about trying the door, or just
Yeah.
okay? Roll a. We'll just do it thieves' tools because it's definitely barred from the other side. It's not gonna open, but you can try and open it if you want. Like maybe slide some. Okay, so you got like a long piece of like maybe it's like a stick. Like this is like a poor man's thieves' tools. So maybe like a wee long wooden stick that you kind of just slide through the crack in the door and slowly move it up, and you can feel a wooden latch lift on the other side, and the door just
It's
slowly
good it
creaks
wasn't
open.
the sliding latches, or how the fuck, I don't know. Could you steal from one of those?
Yeah, you'd kind of be screwed. But you feel like the little latch lift up, and the door open a crack, and a bit of light spills out. And
Oh,
through that crack, you do see that there is, the door would say open for me.
an omen?
So you do see that there is in the corner of the room, there is another guy just kind of sitting on a seat that looks like he's about to pass out with a bottle in his hand.
Nice. I know what I'll be doing here. Right, I'm gonna use... Mm, gonna use... Well, when you say he's about to pass out, like,
Like he's
it's like...
kind of like you were when you were watching the river,
Oh,
like
okay.
eyes kind of open in a bit and then close and then open in a bit. He's like, he knows he should be awake and he's trying to stay awake, but he's like mid trying to do that. He might just pass out.
Okay. Uh, okay. I think I shall watch him, but I will also do cure wounds to help my body with the burning damage.
So you're healing yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, roll the 1d8 plus 3. You can just click it in the way
Yeah.
thing. Oh,
Exactly what I needed.
nice. So you like put your hand back to the burnt, scarred spot and push a bit of warm, healing energy into it, and you can see like the burnt, cracked skin start to like heal over with a fresh layer of not like pink skin, but like kind of like a lighter, fresher shade of like green and brown over your burnt, almost blackened skin. This isn't to scale map. I don't know what the
Yeah.
scale is on it, so just rough. I guess maybe like a 10,
The
15
size
foot
of a
room.
normal room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kitchen
probably like
type room.
maybe a bit bigger than like your bedroom.
Yeah.
So you
Probably,
I feel
probably
rejuvenated.
Alright. What's the situation on our buy here?
He's holding in there. He's determined
Jesus,
not to pass out on watch.
Okay. I'm gonna use poison spray on him.
So it's like getting a hand into the door and blasting out some poison spray.
Yeah. Just putting my ass to the crack of the door and just
Letting rip.
just hopefully it will be a silent one. Suppressed.
Roll a stealth on this fart.
Oh dear.
Oh yes.
Stealthiest fart there's ever been.
You hear a little.
Silent and deadly.
Yeah, it's like you just hear like the little flow of wind and that's it. So as you like kind of push the door open a little and let rip, you see the guy kind of lift his head up a bit and go, ah, it's not my turn to go and watch outside yet. And they go, oh god. Roll your damage. So it wasn't a very toxic fart. So you see him, he just kind of like falls onto his knees off the sit a bit going, oh, throws up, looks round and sees you like pulling your breeches back up at the door. It's like, what the fuck? And we'll just go for the same initiative we were at. So it is now your turn. Your surprise on this guy is over.
I shall. Hmm. I'm actually gonna move away from the door.
So like step back, maybe try and hide.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna hide to the side of the door and hope that he's just gonna come and investigate it. And then I'm gonna pull him out the door.
Roll a stealth.
My favorite. Damn it.
Oh, so he will see how this goes. So now that you can't see inside anymore, you hear a bit of a muffling, like footsteps coming towards the door. And then you see the door open a bit. And as it opens, the guy starts peeking his head out. And you're going to try and grab at him. So make just make a normal athletics roll. And we'll see if he dodges your grapple attempt. Oh.
Right,
So
maybe not.
that is a pretty good roll. He sees you before you go for him. But he doesn't react quick enough. And you grab him And then what are you gonna do with him? Pull him out?
Pull him out.
So you managed to pull him out through the door. He's kind of just in shock right now. So what
And
are
I'm
you
gonna put
doing?
I'm gonna put my like finger over his lip. Go shh, little rat. Shh. And like try to intimidate him into not
Roll
fucking screaming.
intimidation. Oh, rolling so good. As you do that, he kind of like looks around over his shoulder, sees the still burning body of the other guy that was at the door, and then just looks back slowly, his eyes wide, and nods.
Don't worry about him. He was a bad little rat. You're going to be a good little rat, aren't you?
Nods again.
Now, how many are in the next room?
He glances back at the door and holds up a hand with no fingers raised.
And the room next to that?
He raises 3.
Okay. You've been much helpful. And now I'm gonna dunk him on the head.
Oh, make a like just to knock him out.
Yeah.
Make a strength roll. He makes Constitution. Oh, so he actually beat you with an 8. So you whack him and his head kind of snaps. He's like, ah, still conscious and just kind of looks. You're like, dude, what the fuck? I just what the fuck, dude? I told you we wanted to know. You don't have to hit me over the head, man.
Little rat. This usually works the first time.
Yeah, like you're a big buff dude, but like I'll just walk off. I don't want fucking burned like that guy over there.
I know, but it's a matter of principle now. Dunk him again.
Uh, make another strength. Well, he still wins with a 10. So you hit him again. He's like, fuck, man. This, like, you get him in the front of the head, like, just with the eyebrow, and he's like bleeding down into his eye. Like, dude, I'll just fucking leave.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you have to say this. I'm usually a lot more professional than this.
I'm getting the feeling you're really not. Like,
Shh, shh, shh. Be kind.
oh my
I
god.
didn't even burn that guy. He burned himself.
This kind of
It's technically suicide. I'm the victim here.
oh my
Oh.
god.
Third time's the charm.
Oh, please, no. Oh, I got a 5. God, we're so bad. So, you go to hit him this time, and he just ducks out of the way and goes for a reverse donk and tries to donk you over the. He just tries to punch you. So, he doesn't even hit you. Like, he just goes for a swing, just misses. Like, just. I will walk down that alley. I will go around the corner, and I will wait there until this is done. And then if you come back out, you can give it another go. Okay?
Okay. I'm gonna set him down. Let him turn around to go walk down the alley, and then I'm gonna dunk him in the back of the head.
Do this one with advantage. Okay, this time he nods. He takes a step to walk away, and then just dunk falls face first onto the ground next to the other guy.
I was like, oh, Gorshak, this is really embarrassing. Well, got a reputation to protect. I just place my knee onto his head and just smother him in the dirt.
God. Uh, we'll give him a Constitution save to see if he wakes up. Probably won't. He doesn't. It's like you feel like his body start to like spasm a bit, like it's not getting enough air, and it starts to struggle. And then you get a feeling, yeah, he's probably awake, and I just press down a little bit harder until the body just stops struggling, just twitches a bit, and then the twitching just slowly stops, and then he lies still.
Such a professional. Right? Inside we go.
Okay, so you open up the door fully,
Yep.
and you see that there, as you step in, like it's not like a really decorated room. There's just like one chair in the corner where he was sitting, and then round about like here, there's like a little shelf with a couple bottles on it. Then there's a
Okay.
door on the left and a door straight ahead. You hear the voices muffled through the door to your left.
Okay. I shall go to the door. I'll peek through the door in front of me first.
Okay. So you creep up to that door. It's not locked and doesn't have any latch. And as you open it up, take a look inside, it's an empty room, like there's no one in it, but there's a really shitty table, like it's got three legs, it's kind of tilting over to the side with a couple like really kind of clay plates that are all cracked and battered with a couple crumbs and one with like a chicken bone on it, kind of slanted over to the side, like almost falling off the table. Then there's over in one corner there's like another wee shelf with a few different like types of bottles and jars, and then one crate in the room as well.
Oh, is there anything like? Is it just like a crate for standing on, or is it like a
It looks like
crate
a
that can
crate
have?
for like storing a few things in,
Oh,
maybe.
go check the crate.
Okay, roll a stealth check to stealthily check the crate without knocking things over and making a lot of noise.
Oh, sorry, shouldn't did that. Did
14.
that.
Okay, so you start to pull things, like open the crate to see what's inside, and you see that there is a half-eaten loaf of bread, two chicken eggs, so like just two not very like they're really small chicken eggs. Like even the chickens are malnutritious in this part of time. Uh, there is like a half drank bottle of eel. So two small eggs, half bottle of eel. What else is there? Then there's just a couple like random things. Like there's a little box that looks like it might be for like holding like spices or flour or some sort of powder, but there's nothing actually in it. And it looks like it hasn't been used in a really, really long time. And there is a little pouch if you would like to search the pouch.
Yes, such that much.
Checking the little pouch, you open it up, and this one has some sort of powder in it.
Hmm. Does the powder have any smell?
It's got a like you kind of sniff over the top, and it's got a kind of like almost burning smell, like it burns the inside of your nose when you sniff it.
Oh God. Smoking cocaine. uh, I'm gonna take my small knife out and put the knife into it and sniff a bit of it up my nose.
Okay, roll a Constitution save.
Oh God.
This will be fun. Okay, so as you go to like sniff it up into your nose, like you feel like your nose just like almost as if it catches on fire. Like it's more intense and feels worse than when your body literally caught on fire. You don't feel like any effect, you don't feel good, you don't feel like high or anything, you're just in pain. Like you've took like a super spicy food and have ate it without knowing what it was, and your nose is just burning. It is not a pleasant feeling at all.
Okay. Bad. Bad. Right. Put all the stuff in the fucking in my bag. Just put it all in. The bread, the eggs, we fucking
Just
chicken
take it
wooden
all.
chest, the bag of powder, take it all. I'm gonna use this frustration, come out the door, and kick the other fucking door in.
Oh. So you just kick straight through the door into the room?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you walk up and kick, just straight kick down the door, you kick it and it swings open to the side. You see the woman standing in the middle of the room. Then to the right, where that like red guy is at the top, there's like some sort of desk with a chair behind it, and then like some sort of cabinet thing that he's sitting beside. And in the back,
Okay.
like there's also, I'll just draw here. So there is like some sort of chest thing here, a cabinet around there, a table here. He's in like a chair. The rest of the room is pretty barren. There's like another wee shelf thing over here. But then the rest of the room is pretty much just empty. And there's the guy standing in the corner behind her with his arms folded, and everybody just looks around to you as the door gets kicked in. Like they were mid discussion as you just bust in through the door.
I'm just gonna. I'm assuming do I get to go first?
There's going to be a surprise round because nobody saw this coming, and then we'll roll
just
initiative.
just gonna fucking walk straight over to this first guy here, fucking lift him up and throw him into that freaking whatever this is.
It's like you know, like you kind of like shelf you'd put like books or something
Yeah,
on.
just gonna fucking throw him right in it.
Make a just a athletics roll for that. Okay, so yeah, you just like grab him like one hand on the shoulder, like one hand like round the legs, and you just toss him in. So roll a d6 damage. Yeah, for him like hitting this and falling over. Oh, nice. So you just toss this guy. He slams into it with his back, falls prone in the ground, and then the shelf falls over on top of him, just kind of making the whole situation even worse. And now we will roll initiative. Oh my god. My first two rolls there were trash. Oh god, you're not even last. That's the best part. Okay. And now everything just kicks off like fucking mad shit. You've just tossed this guy into the shelves, and then the dude behind the desk, he's like sitting on his chair, leaning back, and you glance over and you see him just raise a knee, knee the table up so it flips over like the top is now facing you, and then
Yeah.
as he ducks behind it, he just takes a knife and throws a knife out towards the woman in the middle.
No, I didn't think he would actually go to fight her.
So She's just like she's still looking at you. This knife just kind of catches her in the back of the shoulder, pretty much unawares of what's actually even happening here. She did not expect this, and it just digs deep in, straight between two of the leather plates of her like shoulder armor, digging in deep. She's like, ah, what the fuck is this? And then it's her turn as she reaches for her blade and runs up to this guy, jumping over the table, trying to like stab down on top of him. Oh, she actually hit him. This is a surprise. And she rolled shit damage. So you see like he tries to roll out of the way, gets grazed by her blade as she tries to stab it down at him. And now it's your turn.
Walk over to the guy that's like being crushed by the fucking bookshelf and just fucking crush his head in.
Stomp on him.
Yeah.
You have advantage since he is prone.
Oh, even better.
My god. Oh,
He's fucked.
yeah. So he's just lying there, like trying to crawl out from underneath the bookshelf, and just looks up as you're just laughing. Hulk standing over him and just bring a foot down and just smash his face out across the ground, and yeah, he is splattered across the ground. There's just blood seeping into the floor. You can still move a bit if you want.
I'll move towards the two over here.
Yes.
Don't kill him, I need him alive.
So as the scuffle's going on, and he's like dodging the woman's blades, he looks over to you. Perfect. My quarry comes to me. So, like he's got his own blade. This one not rusty, but kind of banged up. Looks a bit. Could use a bit of tender loving care, but it's not too bad. He strikes up at her and slashes like up in underneath one of her arms, knocking her back a bit. But you can see she's a bit beaten up from getting stabbed and now sliced with a blade. Not looking
Okay.
so hot. It is now her turn. So she disengages from that combat and backs up a little bit, pulling the knife out of the back of her shoulder and chucking it on the ground. Ah, you fucker. That was my good shoulder. You're gonna pay for that. Now it's your turn.
I'm gonna jump over the table and fucking front Sparta kick this guy into the back wall.
Oh, make an athletics check.
Damn it, I keep rolling advantage.
So a 12. So as you jump over and try and just with the momentum kick him into the wall, he ducks underneath your kick out to the side, so you just land right in beside him. You know, like your momentum carries you through, and you like slam your foot into the wall, and you're like, "Damn, that would have been really cool." But he does dodge the attack, and with you being left slightly open, recovering from your kick, you see his blade come up in a flash, coming for your extended out leg as he rolls out of the way. You see a big grin across his face. Come now. Don't let me maim you too much before I bring my prize to the rat. Swings up with his blade. Does not, and then does not hit. That was a 4. So he swings up, but kind of misjudges your momentum and clatters his blade off the wall a bit, bouncing it off before trying to recover. It's now the woman's turn. She's just standing there, like, almost like hunched over a bit, leaning on one knee, like, ah, fuck. Ah. Pulls one of her own knives from her belt and tries to aim it and throw it into this guy's side. Oh, she hits. Not very well, though. So you just see this wee tiny bit of metal kind of whiz past his face, clatter against the wall beside you, and then some blood start to trickle down as his cheek is just sliced open.
Okay.
And it's now your turn.
I'm gonna lift the chair and hit him over the fucking head with it.
Okay. Roll. Just,
Strength.
yeah, it would just be strength because it's an improvised weapon. Oh. Now, the chair would be. It's an improvised weapon, so it's like 1d4 plus your
D4.
strength.
Okay.
So still better than punching.
So 4 plus
Oh.
3.
Damn. So as you pick up the chair and just slam it over this guy's head, the chair can't take the impact and just breaks apart, falling over the ground. Like it's like a little like, four-legged round stool, and just explodes in pieces over the ground and the wall as he like gets smashed against the wall with it and pushes back off the wall, bringing his blade back up in a thrust straight for your chest. Ah, oh, you little shit! Goes for a power thrust. Can I actually hit you? Oh, 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 damn. This is gonna hurt.
Crit.
Oh boy. Wait a minute. Did I actually? Oh my god. That has to be like one of the worst rolls I possibly could have got for that. So, he did crit you, but he rolled so bad, he only did 5 damage on his crit. That was shit. So he thrusts at you with his blade and it hits the front of your chest piece.
6 health.
And then slides up over the chest piece and digs into your already burnt shoulder by a couple inches into the muscle. You can feel the warm blood start to trickle down your chest. And it's back to the woman's turn. And you see her just kind of twist your shoulder, like put a hand up and hold your like the shoulder joint and like twist it a bit to like get a bit of a stretch, and then just charges into him, tries to grapple him, shouting out like, "If I hold him, beat his ass!" Tries to tackle the dude, and she fails. So she gets him around the waist and tries to do like the suplex of lift him over the shoulder and slam him down. But as she starts going to lift him, he just elbows her in the face and knocks her staggering back onto the ground where she falls on her ass. And it's your turn again.
I want to use produce flame.
Ooh.
And I just want to grab him by the wrist, his sword hand, and just
Okay.
like just
Oh, you definitely get him. Roll your damage. Ooh. So you grab onto his wrist and you start searing it with your hand. And he lets go of the blade and starts screaming like, "Ah! Ah! My hand! You! Oh!" He's definitely not looking good at all. But He's let go of his sword, and just like as you're like reveling in this, the pain this man's in, as you start like almost lifting him up, scorching his hand, you see him pull a dagger from his back and just try
Oh fuck, he's gonna Arya Stark me.
and he's going straight for your neck. He's just trying to jam the dagger straight into your jugular. But he's pretty much trying to Arya Stark you. He does hit on a 15. And
Damn.
he rolls 4 damage.
Oh.
So this, like, he brings the dagger. You see him, like, it's a really obvious broadcast attack. And you see the dagger coming, and you try and, like, pull his arm more to, like, pull him off balance. And it works to an extent. He misses your, like, your actual neck and gets you right at the base of the neck where, like, your collarbone is. And just plunges the whole, like 4-inch dagger straight down into your, like, collarbone area. Roll just a constitution save to see if you just keep your hold on this guy after being shanked. You keep your hold on him. So your grip actually tightens. Like, you might have just broke this guy's wrist from the pain. You know, like the way there's, you know, like, when like the
Yeah,
woman's giving birth and she's holding like the father's hand and just squeezes it that tight she breaks his hand. Like, that's what
Honey,
you just
my
did to
hand
this
is losing
guy.
circulation. Ah!
So it's now the woman's turn, and she sees this as she's like on her ass on the ground, like, oh fuck! Grabs the dagger that was thrown at her, picks it up, and just tries to toss it into his back again as he's hanging there. She does hit him, finally, and does 2 damage. So you see this blade that she tosses just dig into one of his sides, and you see like his eyes start like rolling in his head, like this guy's about to go. There's not much fight left in him. But it is your turn.
In a rage, I'm gonna just fucking um yeah, I'm grabbing like his hand, aren't I?
Yeah, like round his like hand and wrist area.
So I'm gonna use my other arm and grab his hand as well and just fucking fling him right behind me into this freaking
Oh,
drawer
make
cabinet or whatever.
make a strength roll. Do it with advantage because he's kind of limp at your mercy, so he's not really fighting you for this.
Oh.
For fuck's sake. So you're in significant pain. Like, this dagger, it's still jammed into you at this point. As you try and swing him around, you kind of jostle the dagger a bit, and it slices just a bit more of your inside. And you're like, ah, shit, this wasn't a good idea, and slam him in. Not as hard as you wanted, but enough to do 1d4 damage. No strength bonus, just the normal 1d4. Just one.
One
So
damage.
so as you swing him around and slam him into it, and then he drops down onto the ground, you see him kind of slowly roll over a bit, spit out a bit of blood, look up at you like, ah, just gives you the middle finger. Fuck you. Ah, you win. Enough of this shit. He just tries to get up like, I'm not. I'm just gonna stay here. Oh god. And the combat is over. He has surrendered the fight on 1 health.
Ah. Ah. Everything hurts.
Oh god.
Right. Fucking gag that bitch. And I am up.
Okay, so you're taking back out your rope. and like tying up his hands, tying up his feet. He's just kind of sitting there, not really resisting the whole time, going, "Is this really necessary? Can't we just talk like civil people?"
Make me hurt you.
Hurt me. If you even so much as flicked me, you'd probably kill me at this point. Do you have any bandages? Anything for... He pulls out the dagger that was jammed even further into him as you slammed him into the bookshop. Just pulls it out. Oh! Oh, stabbed in the back by my own blade. Oh, I think I'm gonna bleed out. Gonna give him a constitution save.
Yes, I'm gonna have to bandage.
So he doesn't pass out, but he's sitting there. There's quite a pool of blood now, just from both you, him, the guy's face who smashed across the floor, your kind of companion. Like you're all just bleeding quite heavily. The floor, the walls, there's just blood everywhere. This room
I'm
is
gonna
just
use
splattered.
my cure wounds on myself.
Roll your d8.
Yes.
Oh. So you're now back to
Full
full
health.
health. So as you do that, you see like the woman, she's like kind of trying to bandage herself around the shoulder where she got stabbed. She just looks at her like, "Got another one of those. Felt really good last time."
Maybe later.
Ah,
I don't think I actually have a second
you
one because
don't.
I use.
That's your last one until you get a long rest. Another long rest. She just kind of sighs and presses more bandages into her wound. But you feel yours, like the cut kind of start to seal up again as the ripped apart flesh begins to knit itself when the blood flow stops. But it does hurt still. You still feel that pain, but it's no longer bleeding.
Right. Let's talk to this cunt before he bleeds out and dies.
Yeah. What would you like to say?
You want to get healed too?
If you could do more of that fancy stuff, or just give me a bandage, then that would be quite agreeable.
Well, for you to get what you want, I want what I want. Let me.
What? What do you want?
Where's the rat?
Ah, makes sense. You want to kill him, he wants your head in a silver platter. Ah. Well, nobody really knows where he is. He's always moving. Every night, at the same time, around midnight, where his hideout, like his dedicated personal like bunker is, it's always moving. A different house, a different cave under the city, a different tunnel. Never stays in the same place more than one night at a time. Though I'm not in the inner circle, but those guys, there's something, they're, they're different. I don't know what it is yet, but they're different. They're strange. A lot of people, they join the inner circle. They don't come back out the same. It's like he's changing them somehow. I don't know what yet. But you were my ticket in. You were my ticket to a better life. I was gonna be big. I would have been his right hand man. But now I've failed to catch some adolescent orc filth. He might even just kill me himself. Say, How about we strike a deal? I think it would help both of us quite a bit.
Speak quickly.
So you want him dead, right?
I think that's clear.
I don't want to die. So if I feel here, even if you don't kill me, he'll kill me. So how about I bring you as far as I can to the rat? As my prisoner, of course. And then once you get there, you can feel free to do as you please, as long as you make sure I get out of this alive and scot free. I can take what I want, anything I
Oh
find.
yes. I'm brought as your prisoner in chains. And what? You just hand me over and then you don't have to worry about me again?
Yes, I will tie you up with some. You look like you could snap ropes, right? So I'll have you tied up and some loose ropes. And just walk you into the rat's main office, wherever that is at the minute. And then once I leave, you can break free of your bindings, kill everybody in sight, take down the rat, and then I can be on top. Yeah, yeah, I can be the new rat. I'll rule the rust yards.
You.
What's so funny?
I don't think you understand. You think that I'm just gonna kill the rat and leave?
Well, what do you want?
This city.
You want this shithole for yourself. Well, that is a problem.
Not exactly. The rust yard's only the first piece of the puzzle. But once I take the rust yard and move on to somewhere else, I'm gonna have to have someone to look after this place. That could be you. You look capable. Put up a good fight.
And what else do I get?
Well, you'd obviously have to pay regular tribute to me. Give me men whenever I require them. Probably assist me in helping taking over the other districts. But you get the privileges of essentially being the controller of the rusters.
Inner circle. Make a persuasion roll. Hmm. I feel like this is a good point for you to use some inspiration for, because this would be interesting. Let's go for it. Roll it again.
Just the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Fuck's sake. So as you've let out your plan to him, you see him contemplating it. It sounds like it might work. Might be a good plan. And then he looks over to the guy that was in the room with him and sees his smashed face over the ground, and then just looks back to you. I feel like you'll be no different than the rat yourself. You'll become the monster you hate and seek to destroy. And I will serve that monster no more.
So he's not gonna
He's
not gonna serve
he's
a
he's
monster.
he's done. He's done with this shit. He decided he was gonna give up the rat and try and take his place as There's a better guy on top. And then your offer was tempting, but then he saw what you did to the poor guy that was just being paid to do his job. And he's like, oh, fuck. That's gonna be me if I fuck up. You're literally gonna do to me what the rats would do to me if I don't do well. So he is declining your offer. Oh,
Yeah, little man. I could cave your skull in right now, but I'm giving you an opportunity because I see quality, an opportunity in your life. Now, I don't give a rat's ass what you do to the rust yard after I'm done here. But as long as you work for me, you can do whatever the hell you want here. Make it a better place. Make the Piners jealous of what you make of it. But I give you one opportunity. Yes or no?
you see him really look back over at the bloody corpse, and he kind of shivers a bit, and then looks back. He's like, okay, man. Okay. Okay. Just don't make me end up like Smushed Face over there, and then we got a deal.
Deal. As long as you hold up your end of the bargain.
Well,
Now,
if I'm gonna end up like him, I don't think we're gonna have any problems here.
do your job and you won't. Now, what's in the shithole?
Oh, looking around, there's the wrecked bookcase that it had like a couple moth-eaten books that are just now scattered on the floor and soaked with blood. There were maybe a couple jars or bottles of probably wine or ale that are now smashed on the ground around that dead guy's body. There's the table, which is just a shitty table, and behind him there is like a some sort of cabinet. He kind of nods his head up at the cabinet, like, "Well, in there's well, that was meant to be the money we were giving for information about you. So there's probably about I don't know, maybe 3, 4 gold and various coins up in there. And then there's the chest over there. I don't quite remember what was in that. The rat said, "Whatever I do, not to open the chest." Not sure what it was.
Could be booby trapped. Hmm. I will open it nonetheless.
Okay, so are you gonna take the gold first?
Yeah.
Okay, so
How much gold is there?
there is like 3.5, but it's kind of split between silvers and coppers. There's no actual gold coins.
Okay, to make it easier, I'm gonna give a gold coin to who is this guy called?
I'll think
What's
of a
your
name.
name?
I'll think of a name. Actually, I will use my name generator. Oh god, I exited roll 20. Oops. I will
Oh,
load back up roll 20. So, names. Am I back in? I'm back in. Time to randomly make a name for this dude. Randomly generate a couple times. This is Eric. So, Eric with a Y. So he looks at me like, you can just call me Eric? Is that fine? I don't need any fancy titles. Just Eric.
Eric. You're
ER
kidding me, right?
ERYK.
All right, Eric. Here's a gold.
Oh,
More to come if you do your job correctly.
well. Uh, yeah. Might need to
Throw a...
untie me first.
Oh yeah, on time.
So you give him. So we'll say it's 30 silver and then 50 copper for like.
I'm giving him a gold and I'm giving the girl a gold and then I'm keeping what's left.
Okay, so you will get. You will get 10 silver and 50 copper. You're gonna have quite the bulging coin pass. Come on. There we go. Okay. So you open the like, bulging bag of coins and divvy out around the table of who's getting what. And now what?
Try to open the. Oh, actually, so you're gonna tell me your name now, girl?
Making me generate more names. I need to get some female names in my generator.
My name was Margaret.
Trying to find a better name. Come on, generator, give me something that looks good and isn't shit. Okay. So she's standing there, like, kind of still holding her shoulders, like, ah, fine. If everybody's doing introductions, you can just call me Daria. You happy now?
Maybe. We'll see how the next couple of days go.
As long as I don't hear anyone shouting, Daria, please help me, oh Daria, come save me, then we'll be fine.
What's in this chest?
Just gonna try and fling it open.
Well, no. I'm gonna assume it's booby trapped.
Okay, I make an investigation check.
What is insight again?
That's like trying to get a read on someone. Like, is like
If
their
they're
body
lying or
language matching
yeah.
what they're saying? Like, so you can tell like they've got
Yeah.
shifty eyes and they're lying about something.
Okay. So what do I need to roll?
Investigation.
Damn it.
Okay, so as you get down and start looking at the chest from a distance, like, looks normal. Getting closer and you start like kind of trying to feel around the chest to see like, is there any like hidden wires, any traps? Like shift it a little bit, trying to move it. And you're like, oh, it seems pretty normal. And then as you're about to go open it, you kind of look at where the lock would be, and you're like, why does the lock look like an eyeball? Make a dexterity save.
Okay.
So as you're like finishing looking at it and you just look at it, but you're like, wait, what? And then suddenly the chest actually opens up and you see the kind of rim around the chest becomes like these rotting teeth, and the chest's appearance kind of degrades a bit. Like the wood gets more rotten looking. Like an illusion falls off it, and the chest kind of lunges at you and tries to snap down on one of your arms. And it latches onto like your left forearm, and you're sitting there in shock. It's like, what the fuck? The chest just jumped at me and bit me. This is the weirdest shit you have ever seen in your life. And it like latches onto your arm pretty good for 4 damage. And like you can see like there's some weird like liquid, like kind of like almost like sap that's like seeping out through the now mouth of the chest. It's a what are you gonna do? You just got bit by a chest that's holding on fiercely to your arm, just like gnawing on it. It's not like a very big chest.
Frog.
It's like just for like size. It's like maybe like a foot and like a, maybe 2 foot by 1 foot by like a foot and a half tall. So it's not very big. It's a little tiny thing.
What the fuck you know? I'm gonna shoot a fireball at it.
Okay. Roll. Well, are you gonna do it with like your hand that's currently inside it that it's biting
Oh,
on?
is it in?
It's
My
like
hand
holding,
still? Is it?
like
Oh
it's like
yeah, then
holding on to your arm.
definitely do the fire and that's inside.
Then
Yeah.
do it with advantage, just in case you critical hit. Oh, so close. So you summon up the flames and just like shoot a blast into it, and you feel the heat of your own fireball on your hand as it explodes inside, and some smoke starts pouring out the the lid of the chest. You can feel it like loosen its grip on your arm a bit, but then just tries to chomp back down, trying to dig into your arm harder, but it's not really getting anywhere with its gnawing. It's kind of like got as far into your thick, muscly arm as it can get with its teeth. You can see the other two are just like, what the fuck? Did you drug me? Am I high? What the hell is going on? But what are you gonna do next?
I was confused as you are. I'm gonna just. I'm gonna use my other hand now and try to burn
Yeah.
it from the outside.
Make your roll.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do advantage. 16 still
The
would have hit.
16 still hits. Roll your damage. Oh, that's good. So you bring your other hand out and like place it up on top of like the lid and just start burning the wood with your hand. And you can like this like weird high pitched squealing noise comes from the chest as the top just starts catching fire, and then it lets go, flopping onto the ground, kind of jiggling up and down a bit before it stops, and the flames just start to consume it.
God damn it. Is there anything inside it?
It's got like some sort of weird, like when you're like kind of pull it open to look inside, it's like almost like a meaty interior.
Ugh.
Like there's like a row of teeth around the edge of the top and bottom. There's like a fleshy, like like the kind of like wrinkled top of like your mouth. You see like that on the top. The bottom's got this like weird slimy tongue inside. It's some sort of weird creature that assumed the form of a chest.
What in the name of Throg is this thing?
The other two are just standing like by his side going, okay, I did not know that this thing ate people. Okay, I just want to be clear. I did not know about that. I think the rat might have expected me to fuck up, and this was the backup plan. Makes me feel really great. And now the woman's just standing there like, well, I'm glad I didn't open it, because I don't want to lose an arm to a weird psychedelic trip on whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Right. So this is what's gonna happen, Eric. Uh, fuck, what's your girl's name again?
Daria. I'll add them to the notable people later.
Okay. Daria, you're gonna assist Eric here in cleaning up the place. And Eric, you're gonna get a couple more men to work with us. And then we're gonna get a plan sorted. We're moving on the rat.
While you're like discussing your plan, make a perception check. Okay, so like you're like scanning the room. It just seems like any other normal shitty building you've been in. There's now just blood on the walls. There's the body. Like as you look back at the guy whose head you stamped in, you're just like almost sick to your stomach as you see like three rats have crawled over his head, and like one is like inside the smashed skull, like pulling out bits of brain and eating them. And this is like got a bit between its sweet claws, like nibbling at it as it's looking over at you. It just stops eating as you meet its eyes and just goes back eating brains. As these rats are just eating this dead guys, like right in front of you in the room. It's pretty sick. Eric Eric throws up. Like he just sees like, oh god, they eat brains. Oh, he just throws up in the corner.
Control yourself, man.
So, what would you like to do next?
Suppose saying I'm the strongest sort of person here at the minute. I'll spend the next hour getting rid of the corpses.
It's kind of, what are you gonna do with each of them?
I don't know.
So
Drag them down.
you've got three bodies.
Well, how far am I from the river?
You're not that far. Maybe like a couple minutes walk away.
Drag each one of them to the river and fuck them in it.
Are you trying to be sneaky about it? Or do you really not care if anyone sees you hauling a body over your shoulder?
I mean, I'm not gonna be,
Maybe like
just walk. I'm not gonna be prancing down the street like, oh god, corpses! What you do?
oh,
What you do?
oh god.
No. I know, just well, obviously, try to avoid people, but I mean,
Yeah.
don't go too out of my way to do it.
Well, like as you're doing it, it is probably past midnight.
Yeah,
So
past midnight. So.
you don't see anyone. You do see like a couple people, like walking along the river, probably doing all their shady deals of their own. And when you're dumping the third body into the river, like you aren't that far away from where the river splits at a like the keep. But you do see like torches moving along, like lighting up, people walking like on patrol up on the wooden wall. And one of them's got like his hand raised up, like holding the torch out, like pointing and saying something to another like guy on patrol on the wall with them. So like pointing out like towards the river where you are dumping the bodies in. But they don't seem to be like making any sort of attempt or effort to stop you or alert anyone.
Alright, just walk back to the hideout thing.
Okay, so now hideout cleaned of bodies. Two with one burnt, one drowned in muck, and one with their heads smashed in. Uh, but they've kind of, Eric and Daria, they've like set the bookshelf back up, kicked all the stuff from it into a corner, and they're just sitting. One's took the chair from the other. Daria's sitting, like, say, over in this corner, and he's over in that corner. They're like kind of glaring at each other across them. And as you walk in, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna say it. You fucking stabbed me, you bitch." And then he's sitting like, "Hold on. I might have stabbed you, but then you also stabbed me, so I think we're even. You even stabbed me with my own dagger. I think that cuts double. I think I need to stab you with your dagger now." And this is like, you've got a feeling this is the kind of shit that's been
Stabbing
going on
anyone.
the whole time you've been away. They've just been glaring at each other, ready to kill each other.
Maybe you should just make out, go on a date, walk down by the river.
You get dagger eyes from both of them, and she's just like, not my type.
Mm. Let's just play nice. We all fought, we all got some good hits in. Move on. I don't want to hear any more about it. Got me?
They both look like they have more to say, but they kind of just look away and nod, like, kind of begrudging teenager style, like,
Yeah.
fine dad kind of vibe going on.
No. I think we all need some rest after this. So we'll all get some rest. Ethan or Eric. Is it Eric
Yep.
or Ethan?
Eric.
Eric. Eric, your job's to get a couple more replacements for the men you lost. And we will meet back here tomorrow night to discuss how we move on the rat.
Two of them nod in agreement to your master plan. Looks like you've got things worked out.